Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys, where today I'm going to try and do something a little bit different for my Jonsered 670 Champ. This saw has been ported by Corey Corp of Fabcorp. All right. If you want to find him, you can find him on Facebook in any of the, pretty much any of the forums or groups. My favorite group is Chainsaw Addicts, but he'll be on all of them. Husqvarna, Jonsered, all of them. Anyways, so what's going on with this Jonsered 670? Well, first off, let's show you what's wrong with the Jonsered, the factory carb. Okay, so, oh, there you go. I don't know exactly what's going on there. It looks like somebody tried to drill out some stuff. Anyways, it gets kind of locked in or loose and it'll adjust on its own. And I am constantly worried that it's going to cause a real problem and I'll burn up my cylinder. So let's look at this. Here is the carb that I have. This is a new old stock carb. The numbers on it right there, might be able to make those out. S219A5, something, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I looked this up based off those numbers and I couldn't find anything. But then I looked it up based off of HS219A, or I'm sorry, that part number right there, I think is what I did. And I found out that this is for a Jonsered 820 and 920. So I'm wondering if I can make this work on this 670. First thing we're going to do is we got to measure and we can see if the Venturi is any different and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okie dokie. We're going to measure it in millimeters because millimeters are nice. Right. The old carburetor for it. The intake or choke side, we're at 22.28. New carburetor, intake or choke side, 22.33, slightly larger. Old carb, the engine side or the exhaust of the carburetor. I don't know what you call it. Anyways, the side that feeds the engine. We're at 20.35. And on the new carburetor, come on, give me a good reading. 20.54, 20.38. No, 45. It's hard to measure. Anyways, so the new carb does to be slight, it seems to be just a little bit bigger. I mean, it's a tiny amount. I don't think that we would notice any kind of performance gain based off of those sizes, but we might be just a tick. All right. The next thing to look at. There we go. The actual Venturi on the inside. Now there is a big difference. Okay, old carburetor. What I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the step that's inside the carburetor. You can see that, right? Let's look at it from the choke side. You can really see that step. New carburetor. the step is not really there. It's just not really there. You can still see it from the choke side, but from the engine side, the step is almost non-existent. So this carb is probably going to run as if this carb had been bored out. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right. Look at the throttle linkages and everything. Okay. Almost identical. This one right here, it looks like that throttle linkage might have a little hang up on it. Maybe. The impulses and everything seem to be absolutely identical. All right. And then on the choke side, the linkages seem to be identical. All right. There's one glaring difference that I'm going to have to deal with on this one right here. And you'll see that little screw, that brass screw there. This one has a governor. So, without further ado, there we go. Now, all we really need to do with this is block pressure from building in there. That right there, that's a little BB. So basically, in some fashion, we get a pressure buildup on one side of that BB. And whenever that happens, it pushes that BB in and it opens up all of these little ports right there. And it floods your cylinder with too much fuel, which slows it down, and it's a governor. It allows it to not run, or it won't allow it to run at higher RPMs. So all we've got to do is just put something that the fuel is not going to get bothered by right there. And so you could do this by a multitude of different ways. Plastic would probably work. JB Weld would probably work, but then you're kind of doing something semi-permanent. So what you probably should do, the best thing to do, is just to use a little, like a aluminum can. We've got a piece of an aluminum can. Now this is nowhere near as technical as many of you will probably think that it should be. It's very basic stuff. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to put it on the aluminum, and I'm going to draw a circle around it. This gives me a basic idea of how big I want it, but it doesn't, I mean, it just doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to fit in that hole. That'll probably work. It's going to be kind of difficult to get it in there. Well, there we go. It fell in. It's in there kind of crooked. Get it sitting flat. And then put this plug back in. It's pretty damn simple. Get it down there good and tight. And now that piece of aluminum is going to act as a shield and won't allow pressure to go back and forth and move that BB. It also is going to create a seal and not allow fuel to go in. So, done. All right, we have essentially modified and taken care of that taking care of the governor on this carb. Now, we do see that this impulse needs to be facing the other direction. That's not a big deal. We just turn it. Once we got it where we want it, smack it a little bit, should be good to go. All right, now, I mean, this thing should just go right in place. And where the other one was, hook up and go to town. We should work. So I'm going to go ahead and install this, and then we will run the saw and see if it works, see if maybe it's a little bit more powerful. All right, so it's all together. And real quick, I want to summarize what I had to do. I had to utilize the entire throttle shaft off of the old 670 carburetor, including the butterfly and everything. The whole shaft, had to use it. I had to clog the governor. I had to put some Teflon tape around the idle screw because it was wanting to be loose and everything as well. And I find that Teflon tape is a really good alternative to get those idle screws to be tight, but in turn also not strip out the carburetor. I Loctited everything that I took apart and put back together, you know, like all the little screws in the butterfly and things like that. I re-Loctited, and I had to trim off of the back side of the choke lever because the choke lever wasn't going in far enough. So I trimmed some off of this back side so that it would go in farther, right? What else? I was unable to utilize this. This is, you know, a guide for whenever you put your screwdriver in to tune the carburetor. I was unable to utilize this because it didn't stick out far enough. Like the carburetor bolts and everything didn't stick out far enough, which wouldn't have been too big of a deal for this, but it was a very big deal for the idle control. So yeah, they just didn't line up. You know, that comes in crooked, right? And your idle screw was like over here or something. So, but I fired it up, fired right up, and no real issue there. It pumped fuel nicely. The carb is good to go, ready to go. And man, it seems nasty. So we will see. I also added the nylon mesh filter that I had. I had one and I cleaned it up really nice, an old school one, instead of this cloth filter. It's not gonna filter quite as well, but I'm okay with that. Let's see, it'll flow more. So let's put it in the wood, see what she's got.